Hello, and welcome to today's episode. The Bible is referred to as the living Word of God. It isn't a book that is meant to simply be read. It is a perspective-altering substance that is meant to be ingested and absorbed into you. It changes you, and it is meant to. A psalm is a spiritual song based on a profound foundational insight that is expressed in the form of music, which is usually plucked out on a harp. This is my own paraphrase of the Psalms. Now, there is an important difference between a paraphrase and a translation, and it is important to understand what that difference is. A translation takes a text word by word and finds the most accurate word in another language to convey the meaning of that original word. But sometimes getting the details right can come at the expense of the big picture. For example, the literal translation for a butt dial and the literal translation for a booty call could end up being the same if they were translated very literally into another language. But we know that those are two very different ideas. A paraphrase, on the other hand, is attempting to capture the spirit of the idea that is being expressed. But both approaches have their disadvantages. Sometimes the most literal translation for each word, while technically accurate, loses something in its translation. For example, if you were to translate the phrase, "cat got your tongue," into another language, it would make no sense to them. Why would a house cat grab your tongue? What are you trying to say? In order to convey the original idea, you would have to find out the saying that is used in that other language to express the same concept. But it might not involve a cat, or even any animal at all. So the literal translation would not be a very accurate one. But in a case like the one that I just described, the idea is more important than sticking to a very literal translation that loses all of the intended meaning. However, because paraphrases are an individual's interpretation of the underlying idea instead of an academic translation of the word, they are not as accurate as a translation is. A paraphrase is a lot more subjective, and that makes it much more susceptible to interpretations that are way off the mark of the original text's intent. The focus of a translation is on the detailed accuracy, and sometimes the broader picture is not conveyed very clearly as a result. The focus of a paraphrase is on painting that big picture, but it often loses the accuracy of the finer details. Both are useful, as long as you understand which is which and what the disadvantages to each approach are. That is why I recommend using both an accurate translation like the New American Standard and a responsible paraphrase. Psalm 5. When I call out to you, Most High, please hear my words, and attend to the essence of my groans when I cannot put my struggles into words. Listen to the sound of my cries for help. For you are my King and my God, so I direct my pleas upward to you. Divine Creator of everything, may you notice the sound of my voice when I present all that is in my heart to you each day as a sacrifice, and intently watch for your response from on high. I have this kind of intimate relationship with you because you are not some perverse deity off in the distance who is amused by the wickedness of mankind. You do not take any evil into the sterling goodness that makes up your presence. That is why the boastful cannot stand before your gaze without collapsing under the weight of their own empty arrogance. For you hate everyone who is criminally unjust, and you will completely destroy everyone who deliberately speaks lies. The Most High loathes people who are actively bloodthirsty, and deceitful people who bend the truth fill him with disgust. Yet, in the abundant generosity of your heart, overflowing with mercy and love, you have actually invited me into your home. In the inner sanctum of your full glory, I fall to my knees in awe before you. Most High, lead me in your higher ways, so that I can navigate encounters with my enemies smoothly. Make your own path of level safety obvious to me, so that I can recognize it when it appears right in front of me. For my own experience in this world has taught me that there is nothing true or trustworthy in the mouths of mankind. An abyss of destruction is what lies at their deepest core. Their voice holds all of the danger of a grave that is lying wide open. They use their smooth tongues only to produce a web of silky flattery. Divine Creator, hold everyone who is guilty of this accountable. Use their own schemes to bring about their downfall, for that kind of irony is beautiful to behold. For you have given them chance after chance, but they only continue to deliberately persist in their crimes. So now, throw them outside of your presence and into the graveyard of their own vile deeds. After all, they have determinedly chosen to seek those things instead of you, so punish them by giving them their own way. But those of us who come to you for refuge find ourselves eternally singing in celebrations of joy for the rest of time. In your arms, we are covered in a perfect shelter. We delight in your famous reputation for love and mercy, and we truly celebrate all that you are. Yes, you endlessly bless the people who pursue your upward way, Most High. You surround those people with the shield of your incomparable favor. I pray that whatever voice God might choose to give me in this world, He would also give me the words that I should use it for. These words have meaning for me. And if they had some meaning for you as well, then I am truly grateful that we have both been given a gift from above and from each other. Have a good day out there, my friends.